Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's up? It's been a while, hasn't it? I'm not sure if you guys knew, but I was sick as a brick whose name was Rick, and it basically put me out for like 2 weeks. It was kind of annoying. The first week I had a fever for freaking ever, and then the second week I was still feeling pretty crappy and had a pretty terrible cold. I still not cold, but pretty terrible cough. I still kind of have a cough, so if I cough during this video, I'll probably edit it out. Probably. But during that free time, I was able to stream a bit. I was playing some ranked matches, and as I was playing, I had a thought, a little thought in my head. And during that time, I had a thought, a little worm in my noggin. Hey, what the frick? It's already been 3 months. 3 months since Lucy came out. 3 months since the greatest balance patch of all time. And so the question is, who the frick is strong in this game? And now here's the thing. We know who the best characters are in this game, but there was a ton of characters in the cast that got a plethora of buffs that may or may not have elevated their status from lower class citizens to mid-tier heroes and some maybe top tier warriors. And so in today's video, I would like to talk about my personal 5 underrated characters in Guilty Gear Strive. Now here's the thing, when I say underrated, please do not shoot me with a flooded brick if I list a character that you're like, oh Josh, I knew this character was actually really strong this whole time, and you're kind of just a dumb stupid dookie head. My definition of underrated is more so characters that we either thought was decently strong but turns out to actually be really strong, or characters that a good chunk of the community either does not really know or doesn't really respect and be like, you know, they got buffs, but whatever, we don't really care about them. Because here's the thing, so many characters in this game are really strong right now. The tiers got completely condensed. So characters that were super duper good, shy of a couple, you know, but we already talked about them, and the characters that were super weak kind of like squeezed together, and so they're much closer than they originally were. And so people's opinions are very different, and here's mine. You saw this video and now you must watch my opinion. And so without further ado, it's time for my top 5 most underrated characters in Guilty Gear Strive. And remember, if you like content like this, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bells on, leave a comment in the comment section down below if you think that I'm stupid. Please don't say I'm stupid, because that would really hurt my feelings. Also check your boy out at twitch.tv/GrandmastaJ in order to see wonderful clips like this. Watch your boy work. I'm on fire! Wasn't that fun? Of course it was. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with number 5 on my list, we are going from the least surprising to maybe some of the more surprising characters on the list. And this one's a bit more of a no duh to some people, but I think it's important to talk about. Number 5, we have Nagoriyuki. Now here's the thing, some of you guys might be like, Josh, Nago, we know he's strong, but yes, however, nerfs to his Beyblade, nerfs to Wild Assault, changes to stagger directly affecting him, and all zoners getting buffed. I was truly on the side of the fence saying that Nago, top tier Nago, thing of the past. This boy sucks buns. He doesn't suck, but he is definitely a lot more toned down than what he used to be. You can't just roll over every single matchup like you were able to before, because here's the thing, back in the day, like zoners were still good against Nago. Like theoretically they beat him, but he was just so overwhelmingly good and his tools were so overwhelmingly good, it really didn't matter. But now that those characters got buffed, he can't run them over like he used to. But I was a little bit wrong. Here's the thing, he can't just steamroll everybody like he used to in the past, but he's still really strong. Thanks to his tool for every occasion playstyle, right? All you really need is one clip in neutral, and all of a sudden, you're back in the game. Or you can always hit your opponent with one of these, or one of these. All of that on top of his new Blood Rage cash out routes, where he's able to like assess the situation, get a certain hit, cash out with Blood Rage, and then deal massive amounts of damage. Fighting this character truly does feel like you are one touch away from everything just spiraling out of control. The thing is that him being able to get that one touch is just harder. He is definitely a much more difficult character to pilot, especially in the sea of projectiles, in the sea of neutral characters getting buffed, in the sea of Happy Chaos and Potemkin still being like 2 of the best characters in the game. And having to manage his blood and knowing when to cash out and when not to cash out is definitely pretty difficult in a game where burst is so readily like available, and messing up does mean certain death. But just as Gold Lewis Lewis has shown and proven us since his release, even a character that we consider bad, if he got the damage, it really don't matter. Sure, Venom's gonna be flooding stingering me like 50,000 times, and Testiment's gonna be chucking freaking goopy goop at me. And when I'm in high blood, the only thing at my disposal is oh, they blocked it. Fuck, I'm -3. But by golly gee, if I hit him with one of these, we're back in the game, baby. Yes, indeed. And so Nago, maybe not the mid-tier warrior I thought he was. Maybe he still is claiming his top-tier spot. Maybe there's some characters above him, but he's still kind of up there. Let's move on to my number 4 spot on the list. Moving on to the 4th spot on my most underrated characters list. Another character that some of you guys might be like, oh my gosh, Josh, you're fucking stupid. This character I knew I've been preaching was mad good. Hey, calm down, okay? Some people, they just rolled her over, but not anymore. Yes, that is right. Number 4 on our most underrated characters list is Millia Rage. Gone are the days when this character was just a bundle of knowledge checks. Now, be really freaking good. Because here's the thing, when you're in this range, oh my freaking gosh, her ability to be able to convert off of her IAD jump H's, oh my, like what the frick? Like, who the frick thought that was a good idea? At certain ranges against Millia, you are genuinely at a disadvantage where it's like, oh, like, wow, I really don't know. Like, is she going to freaking like when you're at this range, is she going to run up 2P? Is she going to run up 2K, 2D? Is she going to run up freaking IAD? Like, it's really, really rough. And of course, she was always a neutral demon. She was always a fly in the sky. That was really, really hard to swat. But Arceus looked at her and said, it's not enough. Let's give her actual knockdown off of her 2P now. It's not enough. Let's give her Artemis, which was already really good, but it's not enough. Let's make it actually cause a hard knockdown that she's able to set up tandem disc off of. But it's not enough. Let's give her more damage and quarter carry from her freaking S-disc routes, because she really had a hard time breaking the wall before and doing a lot of damage before, so we need to make sure that she gets half health off of her close slash. But it's not enough. Let's rework Capel over and over and over and over and over again and keep buffing Capel and make Capel so fucking good so that you can never anti-air this character ever in your fucking life. Oh, goody. And so here we are. We have a turbo-juiced Millia, right? That is still the neutral demon that she is, but now at certain ranges, she's able to whoop, break the wall so much easier, get knocked down so much easier, get into positive so much easier, get knockdowns off of Artemis so much easier. Arceus, save me, please. I would not be surprised if Millia was a contender for actually being a top tier character this patch. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually planning on playing this character a lot more seriously, getting her to master, getting her to 1700 MR. We'll see how it goes. The ABBA run didn't go so well, so you know, we don't talk about it. With that out of the way, let's move on to character number 3 on my most underrated list. For number 3 on my most underrated characters list, we have the longest neck king himself, Mr. Kyle Kisuke. Kyle. Oh, we begged, we pleaded, we screamed from the heavens for Arceus to make one change, please, just one change. And this patch, they finally gave it to him, because now Shock State actually causes a hard knockdown. Now, here's the thing. The hard knockdown is nice, yes, but the fact that now Kai, off of every single one of his hits, aside from, of course, like 2P, although I think he could do like 2P, 6P, and wait, can he do this? Oh, yes, he can. Basically, Kai, if you're in shock state, every single one of his hits leads to more shock state, because he's able to do this into you blocking that, and then you're in shock state more. So it finally feels like shock state is more than just a meme, especially with his new DP routes, allowing Kai to do just like massive amounts of damage. Don't laugh at me. I know I dropped the combo. Okay, don't fucking laugh. So now Kai, aside from the fact that he was always a neutral demon, he never had a problem getting hits. All of his hits lead to hard knockdowns, which leads into shock state, which leads into Oki, which leads into damage if you get hit. Like, Kai actually is a threat. What? He's a threat now? What? Again, always been a neutral demon, always had decent damage. Now, that boy really hurt. Kai really hurt. And he always has you in shock state. And so I would not be surprised if Kai made his way up the ranks. Mid, high tier, top tier. We don't know. There seems to be a lot of characters that could be considered top tier in previous patches that kind of are just floating around right now. You don't know, but don't sleep on the king, okay? Because the king is here. And you're going to look at every single inch of that boy's long neck. Anyway, without further ado, let's move on to my number 2 spot. The most underrated characters. Now, this character was actually so underutilized. I was about to make a Why Nobody Plays. And then, as I was doing the research for the Why Nobody Plays, I was like, wait a minute. This tool's really good. Wait a minute. That tool's really good. Wait, what the frick? This tool got buffed. That tool got buffed. Is this character good? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. For number 2 on my most underrated characters in Guilty Gear Strive. It's for the tongue twister, okay? We have Testament. There it is. Testament. Now, here's the thing. I don't know all the changes Testament got. I know some of the changes Testament got. And Testament always had good tools. It just feels as though that right now, those tools are actually very properly complemented by the buffs that they've got to make the character feel a lot more cohesive. Stain causing a hard knockdown on hits, on air hit, is really good. And the fact that Stain actually pops after throw. I'll be honest, I thought that the Stain throw was not a big deal. I was wrong. Stain throw is really good. That on top of the fact that Testament always had one of the best 6Ps in the entire footing universe, one of the greatest 2S's in the game, one of the most obnoxious and far-reaching far slashes in the game, and one of the lowest profiled 2Ks in the game. This character is really annoying. It feels like every single time I have Stain on me, I'm terrified to approach or to even stay away from this character because Testament is able to like just so easily navigate neutral just with these very good non-committal far-reaching normals that lead into at best case scenario for you, just block stun into more pressure, and worst case scenario, a full combo into super into wall break. And Testament's corner pressure is absolutely freaking gnarly, bro. Like being able to do stuff like this. Oh, hold on. Oh, maze match short. There we go. Doing stuff like this. Hold on, wait. Into Stain, into this, into freaking low. Like Testament is able to run 50-50 all the time. And if you really don't know the gaps, for example, there is technically a gap between this and Stain, but it's really hard. And there is also a gap between this and this, but it's also really hard. And some characters just straight up can't interact with those gaps. If you're not able to successfully escape and understand Testament's pressure, like Testament can really just keep you in the corner forever, racking up risk, racking up chip damage because Testament's pressure is based on projectiles, and racking up 50-50s that you're gonna have to guess every single time. And Testament now has Stain off of their throw. It's rough. It is roughity rough. Super rough. Testament's teleport, mad obnoxious. Being able to hard bait the teleport and also do things like this where, hold on. Being able to do things like this and make use of one of the freaking, I don't know, devil charges for both teleport and Stain. It's like, golly. Testament's annoying. And maybe I'm biased because I play Nago and Abba, both characters that have a bit of a hard time going into Testament, but Testament has definitely improved greatly since the times of like pre-patch and the patch before that. Testament has constantly gotten buffs almost every single patch, and now they're in a really good spot. And I feel as though like not a lot of people are really paying attention and can definitely get run over if you don't know what this character does. And so with all that out of the way, we finally made it for our number 1 spot. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. I don't know if you can hear those drums, but I drummed on my table. It's time for my number 1 most underrated character. A character that I feel like is being slept on. A character that I feel as though is possibly most improved. Possibly one of the most improved characters, at least in my opinion. Let's talk about my number 1 pick for most underrated character in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, bow down for the queen. The buffs that Queen Dizzy got to both Michael's sword actually causing a hard knockdown and the active frames of Ice Spike being, what is it, I think 30 something, is exactly what this character needed. It felt like her kit was good in certain spots, but it felt like you really had to work to make parts of her kit work. Honestly, to be real, Dizzy's win condition is Ice Floor, right? Ice Floor is really, really good for her and is really terrible for your opponents. It forces your opponents to actually like approach in a very linear way. And Dizzy, because she's able to actually like more easily navigate the Ice Floor, right? She's able to do things like dash forward and block at the same time. And so when certain characters are trying to like whiff punish Dizzy, right, their timings are completely thrown off and they can like far slash when she's dash blocking, she dash blocks into them and then she's able to throw punish a lot of the things that they otherwise could not be throw punished. And just this situation alone forces your opponent to block something while she's able to get a free fish out. Getting a fish out before was such a huge risk, and Dizzy is really good behind fish. For example, if I throw this fish out and they want to swing at it, I can preemptively chuck out this heavy Michael sword, right? I don't even have to dash up. I can do this and then preemptively swing at them in order to catch their approach. Or I can do something like air fish and then another one of those, right? So if they're trying to run forward, they get smacked by my sword, or if they try to jump, they get hit by this fish. Not only that, against certain matchups like Millia and Chip, her like, what is it, her pea fish is really, really good at chasing them down, and it chases them down, makes them block, they come all the way down the ground, and now they're in Dizzy's face. And also thanks to the community actually developing this character and developing her mix, when Dizzy hits you, you are in dire straits. This is just something that I've been learning about Dizzy during my run to Vanquish her with her. Check this out. That's a cross up. Boom, TOD. TOD off of a burst. If you don't got a burst, you're just dead. And you don't even need to use all your bursts. You only need 50% of it in order to run the COD. And you can stay same side. It is messy. And so Dizzy being able to put herself in situations like that more often and her neutral being just a lot better. Like when Ice is on the field, the worst thing that can happen to you is that Ice does not interact with you because it's out for so long. You see it on the floor and you're like, oh, frick, let me, oh, it didn't interact with me. I'm good. And then you try to throw a fireball or you try to jump over it. And then all of a sudden, oh, you're frozen. And then once you're frozen, she can do stuff like this. Oh, knockdown. Hold on, wait, I messed up. But like, you can do stuff like this, run up, knockdown, cross up, right? I messed it up, but you can go into the exact same mix that I showed you before, and then you're guessing for game, buddy. You're guessing for game because you ate one knockdown into one mix, and then you got to block another mix, and if you don't block that one, you die. Very nice. And so I don't think Dizzy is yet in the conversation for one of the greatest characters in the game, or at least like a top tier character or even a high tier character. I think she definitely shot out of the lower tier ranks. I am a big Dizzy believer, right? Another thing too, being able to make this button completely disjointed is insane, and making this button much faster is also insane. Dude, she can box now. She can really box. Because before, this button, this button was really, really annoying to use. Right? Now you just, oh, knockdown. Great. And then your game plan is started. Or knockdown, run up. Look at that corner carry. They're near the corner and then freaking like, then you can do whatever you want. Well, not really, but you guys get the idea. So this is good, man. I think that she's really good. I know some people don't really think so, but I've been playing this character since release, and going from then till now, I definitely feel the difference. She feels a lot more consistent. It feels like you're able to get Ice Floor a lot more easily. And because you're able to get Ice Floor easily, you're able to get everything else easily. You're able to get wings to pop easily. You're able to get your fishes out. You're able to actually threaten with her fire thingy. This character's good. Don't sleep on Dizzy because she'll mess you up. Anyways, that's gonna do it for your boy. That was my list of 5 most underrated characters in Guilty Gear Strive. Be on the lookout. Maybe not most, but you guys get the idea anyway. Let me know what your list is. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. As I mentioned, turn on the post notification bells on. Follow your boy at twitch.tv/GrandmastaJ. Get me to 5K, okay? We almost have 5K subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate you all. And as always, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.